So much for joining me in another video. Well, today it's actually just me browsing through the images that I've saved. These are things I've screenshotted, and I just wanted to talk about more so emerging or like indie, just not as like hyped brands. I initially thought I was going to do a video on Resort 2025, but this was just what I wanted to film today. I just felt more enthusiasm towards this topic. There is this one brand that I've been seeing a little bit. It's not like heavily on social media. I think I've seen like 2 images, posts like shared of this brand. I've screenshotted this brand a few times that I have seen it, and it's this brand called Hotova. What I like is how this brand uses repurposing techniques to make something cool, edgy, a little bit unconventional and different. So this from the website. So it's called Hotova Converted Goods, the Tempo of Time. So with a high admiration for methods of the past, the House of Hotova aims to create a utilitarian culture for the conventional. By converting old materials into luxurious goods, stories are told through portraits of time. Hotova is based in Stockholm, Sweden, and was founded in 2021 by Ellen Hotova Larsson. So I was just looking at her handbags. I'm not gonna lie, it does remind me of like, I don't know, 2006 when people used to wear like lots of belts, but it's like made into a bag. And I just think the silhouette, this east-west silhouette, I think this looks really cool. Each belt is gonna look a little bit different with different belt buckles. There's this other style called the buckle bag. I just think it just has such a distinct, unique look. They're made in Sweden. Like, I'm somebody who loves like a good luxury brand, but I'm feeling this itch to get something that is just a little bit outside of the typical luxury brands and just something that's a little bit more unusual. Now, this is a pricey bag, but they're indie brands. Like, they don't have the same infrastructure, the same resources that like a Gucci would have to make things en masse. It's reasonable for like a small indie designer. This next brand I want to talk about, and it's kind of a controversial brand. Every time I've seen this brand, I'm like, maybe if I was 17 years old, like I would like this. For kids like half my age, I can see this kind of being cool. And I'm talking about the brand Enfant Riche de Promé. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm totally butchering that name. But they have this really cool bag. It's called the Weekend Rose handle bag. Again, of course, that handle, what does that remind me of? Of course, the Tom Ford era Mombasa bag, the YSL Mombasa bag. But I think there's something just so cool about it in this really big, massive shape. This is a weekend bag, this very like east-west weekend bag style. When I look at this brand, and every time I've seen this brand on social media, to me, I think of like that edgelord teenager that I may have, you know, when I was younger, like may have appreciated. And now I'm just kind of like, I don't know, I just want things that are just a little bit more classic and timeless. But I also think of that Virgil Abloh quote where it's like, everything I do is in service of my 17-year-old self, something like that. But it kind of takes me back to that kind of person that liked these more edgy styles. I'm not gonna lie, if I were 17 years old, while I look at the clothes, I'm like, I would never wear that. That would just not like work for me. Chain dress with like, you know, showing my like body or whatever, just not doing that. When it comes to like a handbag, I think it could be more of a potential. I do like this rose handle bag in like the regular size too, or just like, you know, just every small size. Then a part of me is also just like, why don't I just get the Tom Ford Gucci Mombasa bag? That would be cool too. But I think this shape is like really cool and intriguing to me. But damn, that is really expensive. $49.15 for this bag, quite expensive. Again, a lot of these things from these smaller labels, they aren't mass produced, so to keep themselves afloat so that these brands can have things like runway shows and have campaigns, it's a lot to run a brand. So yes, $4,000 for a bag like this, it is expensive, and you could probably buy a Gucci bag or whatever for that amount. But I think for that specific customer, I can totally see it. And if I was 17 and I just had like money to spend, and I think that's kind of what the vibe of this brand is. You're like a very edgy young person and you've got money to spend, and this is kind of that brand for you. Switching gears to something a little bit more, I feel my style, more in line with the direction of where I'm going. There's this brand, again, sorry if I mispronounce all of these names, Ishie Bran, but I saw this bag, and this is the mini wave shoulder bag. Now, I have been very curious about getting a basket summery style bag, but something that isn't so, I don't know, like I had the Loewe basket bag, that was not me, it did not feel me. I'm trying to find that me basket bag. To me, this is kind of a modern Jane Birkin, just kind of like a more abstract sculptural shape style basket bag. Now, just a little bit about this brand. Ishie Bran is a designer who expresses a simple and unrestricted approach. Her craft-based, considerate practice results in objects that are minimal and eclectic. I really like that way of describing this brand, always with a sensitively applied playful twist. Her preoccupation with nature, humanness, and underlying qualities of the significance of her work. She works through an undefined process where cross-fertilization of cultures and craft knowledge are the inspiration. I think it's a really sweet bag, and I think she has some other really unique sort of basket, sculptural looking handbags that don't just feel like they took a bag from the farmer's market and they put a logo on it. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, but I just feel like for me personally, I have enough conventional bags with logos on them. I want something that is just a little bit more niche and artisanal. That's what I like about this. This next bag I want to talk about is from the brand Maiden. So this is the Boulevard bag. Again, this was kind of giving me the Phoebe Philo drive bag with the kind of vertical quilts, and I know she's done this previously at Celine before, but what I like about this bag is it's like 10th of the price. It kind of has those tassels at the side, which are also similar to the elements we've seen in Phoebe Philo bags as well. But Maiden is an Amsterdam-based luxury label with a visionary approach to leather goods under the creative direction of Christian Haiku. With unwavering attention to detail and quality, the brand balances innovation, innovative design, traditional craftsmanship, and transparent sustainability to bring its timeless, refined products to life. So another brand I want to talk about is Marseilles. What's interesting about this brand, so this was a brand that was founded in 2001. Its focus is mainly actually on shoes, but I thought their bags were quite interesting. I can see sort of the transition between doing bags and then shoes, or shoes and then bags. I really like this little Nodino bag, but they've had some like other really like beautiful, like slouchy looking, delicious bags. But yeah, I think this little Nodino bag kind of reminds me of something that we may see at like a Jill Sander or like a Bottega Veneta, with those kind of like little knot. They have some other really gorgeous slouchy bags, metallic bags. There's something about the emphasis of the shape and the use of like the material and how the material responds to the shapes of these bags that I really like. Again, not terribly expensive. So yeah, anyways, this is just a little short video today. Would love to know, are there any sort of under the radar brands that you like to follow, or just like emerging designers that you really like that have really unusual, unique handbags? While I love like a good luxury bag, of course, I guess I'm just kind of feeling like a lot of what's coming from luxury fashion, some of it's interesting to me, definitely, but some of it, I don't know, I just not really like pulling at my heartstrings at the moment. Sometimes it's just like nice to see things that are a little bit different, even if they're outside of our comfort zone or even outside of our style. I think it's just cool to talk about them. Anyways, would love to know, is there anything that you are currently interested in that is sort of outside of the typical like luxury fashion space? Please let me know. Thank you so much for joining me in another one, and I hope to see you in the next one.